Hello, can you hear me?
I'm Chris Powell, and I'm here today to tell you how to get through a rhythm section. You know, every rhythm section that you go to, every set of whoops on any track are going to be different, obviously, but the number one thing to do is just to stay calm and relaxed. If you don't, you'll have no flow, and that'll equate to you getting past. So when you're approaching the rhythm section, the best thing to do, especially if you're a junior or you're a less experienced rider, is just to pump through. And when you get to the backside of each jump, you have to make sure to push down with not only your handlebars, but your knees and your hips as well. When you're approaching the jump, you're not only pushing down on the transition of the jump, but you're gyrating up the lip as well. If you would imagine a skateboarder in a vert ramp, when you watch them ride, they pump down the transition, and then as they go up, they pump up as well. You can gain speed off of not only the upslope, but the downslope. Rolled in slow, and then use the pumping and the gyration off of the first two to be able to double out. When properly done, you can gain enough speed to jump a gap like this, or probably even longer. For intermediate riders that can't jump as well, and even for expert riders, if you can do it correctly, it's much faster than jumping. You want to roll the jump. So when you approach the jump, you stay loose around the middle, the center of your bike, and then as you get to the top of it, you lean back and you push with your hips and your knees and your feet down, and you get back towards the bike, and that'll naturally bring the front of the bike up, and you will roll through the double, and then you will get a good pump off of the transition of the rhythm section, and that'll help you gain speed as you go through. If you try and pull up with your handlebars, like as if you were doing a wheelie, a lot of people think that's how you roll a jump. You'll just get the front wheel up high, you'll come down, and you're gonna smack it right here, and you've just lost all your speed and probably crashed. So make sure to be using your legs to gain speed and to get the front wheel up. You don't need a rhythm section like this. You can practice this in your backyard. You can go to a parking lot, anywhere you want where you have flat open space. Just practice a manual. Practice getting back on your bike, getting the front wheel up, and finding your balance point, because it's the balance point that gives you confidence. And when you're confident with just riding a manual, you can bring that to any track and you can run it. Not all tracks are as smooth as this one here. Sometimes you'll find a track where the insides of the jumps are rough and bumpy, and you can't roll through them smoothly, and you can't get a good pump, so you have to jump through them. You have to stay calm and focused, jump, try and keep it as low as you can. When you jump, look for your landing, look for your backside, because when it's as tight as this, you don't want to be looking ahead, you want to be looking where you're going, right here. So you land here, get a good pump with your bike, pump the transition, and that'll give you the speed to launch the next one smoothly. And for this particular course, there's a corner right there that's 180 degrees and flat, so you're pretty much coming to a stop and then starting again. So on this kind of straightaway, you're going to want as much speed as you can coming into it, so you can carry speed through the finish and not get passed. So the professional technique would be to come through the turn, start pedaling, and then a few feet before the jump, get into a little bit of a pedal wheelie, and be able to continue pedaling all the way through until here when you set your tire down and then manual out. That way you've just gotten another 3 pedals into your competitor who probably stopped pedaling a few feet before here and is going way slower than you are. And it might be the same jumps, but you can sit around all day and come up with a new line. Hey, I want a double 2 triple out, or maybe I want a manual 3 double out, or manual the whole section, whatnot. You can just have fun with your friends, you can practice, you can play, and you can come up with something new out of something ordinary.
So what we've got here is a combination corner and change of direction. So you're approaching the left-hand corner, and even though you're going, when you're on the bike, even though you're going round the left-hand corner, that is subconscious. You should be done and dusted. What you're looking for is the corner coming after that. You should be looking towards that. I mean, this just comes with practice. There's a few things to remember. Is firstly your body position. Secondly, you shouldn't really necessarily have to worry about the roots that are on the track. That's what you're looking for is smooth arcs to your corners. It's the corner and you're worrying about. You can let the roots and the bike deal with itself really. If you're keeping your focus on where you're going, that is the main thing. If you've got shallow turns like this, you shouldn't really be worried about the brakes too much. And a good way to practice it is to is to roll into it from a certain point and then go further back until you get into it, sort of pedaling as fast as you can. And you're going to do that switch over as smoothly as possible, so you're always keeping that traction on those tyres. So it's a very quick but smooth turnover. Doing it again and again and again and again. Maybe it can be maybe do this 20 times in an hour. It's the only way you're going to get the feel to it.